would say this. I enjoyed watching a lot of the battles, but I truly think that was the most enjoyable battle of the night. And the reason I say this is not just because, two black B-boys, of course, right? But the most musical B-boys, the ones who could hit all of the things that was coming up. We didn't have music restrictions, so we had a couple of songs in there with some lyrics. And what do you know? They hit some lyrics even in tandem, which was crazy to see. And then, just reaching outside of myself, there were so many people who were saying around us at the actual event, or even in the comments of some sections, that actually got to see it live. So they actually were able to see the battles before they took them down. They're saying that was one of their favorite battles because they actually felt like a conversation, or actually felt like a dance. It actually felt, a little bit more in tune. So very engaging. I think it's probably the most entertaining thing for the audience, for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think that the final score should have been on that? You didn't have a chance to actually review the footage again.
Well, I had my own.
I can't even screen record the battle.
Dog.
I can't even screen record.
They DRM that thing so crazy. It's ridiculous.
So, this kind of, it's like all this censorship and all this BS. Why can't I record something on my own personal phone?
But look,
and choose not to.
We want it, therefore they want to be able to charge for it any type of way they want to. So we can bring our own camera next time, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But the score was close. The score was heavy. Honestly, it was a little hard to see the outcome. But to be honest, I've seen worse calls to the point where this was acceptable. In terms of, like, if I was just looking at it objectively, both people brought the heat. I can't really say one way or another that in my heart of hearts, like, damn, this person should have won and it only should have been this way. Like, they were both going hard.
Yeah.
You really can't fault the judges for trying to go one way.
Yeah, I really like the chemistry when it comes to watching both of them dance. It looked like they're both just so comfortable with battling each other. And always making it turn into a moment, not only, as a battle, but as a moment, as a showcase, as something that all the viewers all around could always be like, dang, like they look like they're having fun. It looks really dope. It looks like, they're friends. They're rivals pretty much in a sense. So it builds out this story where you have this long-term like storyboarding that kind of like, oh, this person took it then, and now this person took it now, and you can see the friendly rivalry happening.
I feel like that battle, if people got to see it in BC, would be the most inspiring battle, especially the young kids, of that entire day.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I thought it was dope. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and X. Stay updated on our episodes, videos, and everything else that's soon to be coming. Next point, breaking in 2028. What's next? I don't know what they're going to do for breaking in the 2028 Olympic Games. I feel like we've kind of hit like this high ceiling, and now we're going to be on this way down, and we're going to be like, dang, that was the biggest thing. Like, now what? I think I feel like that's at least going to be the sentiment for some short time frame. That people are going to be like, well, it was at the Olympics. I can't go battle in someone's garage now. Like, there's going to be local events and people love the local events. I'm not knocking on any of those. But I just feel like the Olympics gave a lot of people, like it reinvigorated a lot of, motivation from a lot of dancers to actually pursue something that's even greater than themselves.
For sure.
And to battle on the biggest stage ever.
Sponsorship.
The biggest stage ever that breaking has ever been on. It inspired a lot of people to do that. Mm-hmm. So now that that's been taken away, I feel like you're going to see some motivation be taken away. So I don't know.
So I kind of had two things. One, I think there's a lot of people in the community organizers, event organizers that have put in so much work to make their event as big as they have become, right? We think about people like Cross. We think about people like Rome here in Austin. Like they've tried to put their event on the map to a level where it's gonna bring some sort of people in. right? There's sponsors out there like China Box and Snipes and all sorts of stuff. So things have been kind of moving up in this way for the last few years.
I want to see what it looked like with sponsors coming into the space.
More sponsors are coming into the space already, and I think after this breaking, being in the Olympics and people haven't seen that at least a lot more people will be aware, a lot more sponsors will be aware, a lot more people that work at those companies will be aware that this is a thing and that people are watching, right? They have the ability to now dig through footage and dig through some of the history of the last couple of years and see, hey, people are selling tickets or people are, throwing events at big event centers, and Outbreak and IBE and things like this are happening. As freestyle sessions is happening, right? So the awareness, I think, gives rise to potential opportunities that we could chase down as a community for sure.
Well, I feel like it's going to give a lot of light to a lot of the stuff that's already out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I want to say is that our winners, all the winners from the B girls, the B boys, from everything that happened in the Olympics, the people who placed the highest, a lot of those people I think, will be deserving of more opportunities, and I think those opportunities will come.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll also be people like Reagan, who's gonna also share that spotlight with them, even though she's probably the least deserving person of all of the competitors. So that leads me to bring up this point: who's gonna kind of benefit the most in 2028, or moving forward? Who's going to be benefiting the most is going to be the social media people, personalities, the people who were able to go viral,
mm-hmm.
versus the people who are deserving of the craft and who've been working day and night to actually receive something that the Olympics should have been able to give them. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of those people have gotten a lot of exposure, and their following has grown.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Jeff Rose following, done some growth, and I mean a lot of these people are doing like very organic growth.
Yeah,
but we're doing like 4K to 108,
which is crazy.
Like some of y'all need to break y'all phones. Like that type of stuff should not be happening.
Stop passing around the memes, please. But you know what? You bring up an interesting point about who's going to benefit from this attention. And what I think I've definitely seen leading up to the Olympics, especially going into Budapest and then following the Paris weekend, is people like Phil making content specifically surrounding himself, going to these events and putting the gold medal on the table, eating a croissant, doing something.
Well, I feel like that was something Red Bull was more spearheading.
You think so?
Yeah, because, I mean, you've seen Red Bull do some of those, the quirky type videos like, oh, let me do a 90 and place a bottle cap on this bottle, or throw a ping pong at this while doing a flare or something.
Well, they definitely put those together for sure. But I've seen Phil do his own individual videos.
Yeah.
And whether or not that's, like he has a Red Bull manager or he has a manager that's affiliated or whatever way, guiding him through, how to become a little bit more of a personality and gain those opportunities, that could be coming from, somebody giving advice. However, like he's still doing it. Sarah B.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe he is doing his own. Like,